Hello, my name is Taylor Kyle, and this is Elite Magic Academy. Today, we are learning the color-changing deck. This is a really cool effect, and this effect actually goes well with the Chicago opener, all right? We're going to talk about that in one of my next episodes. The link should be down below, so if you want to learn the Chicago opener, check for the link. The video may not be out yet, but it probably will be when most of you see this, since I'm going to be releasing videos much faster. So the Chicago opener is another effect with a changing card, but we're just going to look at the color-changing deck today. Now remember, before we get started, if you really like me teaching this material and you like what I do, the best way to support me is to smash that like button and of course subscribe if you haven't already. On top of that, if you personally like learning awesome magic, there's some stuff that you can get that isn't here on YouTube, but you can only get it if you join the email list. By doing so, you'll get updates about everything that I do, along with information on new magic that I come out with. That includes stuff that's not here on this channel. So just keep that in mind. You'll learn 10 card tricks straight out the gate, so if you're interested in learning, it's perfect for you to join. Now, we're going to start simply by mixing the cards. This is how I like to start this. I like to mix the cards. I like to do it in this fashion so that they can see that the faces of the cards are getting mixed up. And I like to just kind of cut it up as well, like this, so that the cards are thoroughly mixed. Now we start with mixing them. Now we're going to have them stop at a random place. We tell them that, hey, you know what? We're going to try an interesting experiment. I'm going to take these cards and I'm going to deal them face up, all right? Face up here on the table. So watch carefully. Deal them face up here on the table. They can tell me when to stop at any point. So let's say they say stop right here, right? So look, I said, you said stop right here. We're going to perform an experiment with these cards. See, if I snap my fingers, all of these cards become red cards. No, really, you can see the faces of them, they all become red cards. That's the backs of the cards, which is very fascinating. Now, of course, we have these cards. Ugh, they're falling everywhere. These cards here, which are all still blue. But if you give a rub on the red cards and snap your fingers, all of these cards become red cards as well. You can see both sides of all these cards, and of course you can see both sides of all of these cards. All right, let's talk about this trick and the method to it. The method is very simple. You have a special card. All right, now there are ways to do this without the special card. I will talk about that in a second. So if you want to see how to do it without a gimmick, stay tuned for that. Do not click away yet. But here is the answer. It is a double-sided card, and it's all about the way in which we shuffle the deck that makes it look like they see multiple cards, along with use of the second deal again. If you're on this channel, you know that I'm teaching a lot of stuff with the second deal because it is useful. A lot of people underuse it in my opinion, so I am doing a lot of material with it. And this is what happens. You're going to have this on top of the deck, all the rest of the cards here, and you're going to perform basically like a Hindu shuffle, is what they call it, or a Hindu force, with the back of the card. If you want to learn about the Hindu force, there is a episode about it. The link is down below. But basically, you just do it like this, and you show the cards, boom, like that, as you go through. And then whenever you stop, I do this little thing where I come over and I grab, and I'll do this from the close-up angle so you can see. I come over and I grab, and I cut from the bottom part of the pack like this, and then I show them this card. All right, and then I slam that down, and then the next one, which is red, right, obviously goes there, and then you continue this cutting from the bottom, which actually doesn't change the order of the deck, but it does look like you're doing something. Now, of course, that blue card is back on top. You can flip it over, and now we're going to perform the second deal. We'll take, again, another look from the other angle. You come in like this, pull that card, and you flip it face up, in, pull it face up, in, face up. I'm doing it slow. Normally I do it a little bit faster than this, like that, but that's how you want to do it. So there you go. That is how it looks from my perspective versus their perspective. And whenever you stop, all you have to do is flip over this top card. So I cover it with my hands, and I use the crease here in my pinky to place that card there, like so, and then I flip it over, like that. And now, all these cards are red. Now, when I square these up, I use my pinky to get a pinky break under the top card. And when I pick up these cards, I set them on top for a second, square them up, and steal that double-sided card off the top of the deck and show them that it's blue. Now they think that these cards here are blue. If you're really interested in doing an interesting move, you can do this, where you show the cards like this. All right, that's called the frustration count. You're pulling them off the top and then showing the back. If you'd like to learn more about the frustration count and where it came from and how to do it, I will teach that in another video, which the link will be down below. So you come through like this, and then you stop right before you get to the end, at which point you can flip over all of these cards, show that they've all turned red, deposit that card there, and then show that this one has turned red, right? Boom. That's another way to perform it. It really is a strong effect. Now suddenly all these cards that were blue have turned red. And people will go, what? So anyways, super strong. I love it. Hopefully you love it. It's kind of my take. I kind of came up with this variation. And now let's learn the version without a gimmick. But if you want to get the gimmick, it is down below. So if you want to support this channel and you're going to buy those cards, you can, of course, do so down below. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's always good to have a deck of them with you. You can get them from that link. Anyways, let's actually learn the non-gimmicked version. All right, so the non-gimmicked version isn't that different. And honestly, it's only a little less expensive because you're going to have a blue deck and a red deck. So if you already have a deck of cards, which I'm assuming you do, you're going to need one that contrasts to it in order to do this trick. And generally speaking, I recommend Bicycle because they're pretty standard and everybody knows about them. It just seems normal. But here's the thing. If you're going to use just a random blue card from a different deck on a red deck, or vice versa, it could be switched so all the cards are blue except for the one, and it's red instead. Whichever you choose to do, it's going to be slightly different and quicker. So this will go really quick. So you put it back here on the top, and you go through again, like this, and you show these as you go through. Same thing, you do the little fancy cut move again, this way you're seeing all of it again, and you do the same deal. So we'll just do that really quick, bam. The difference comes into what you do at the point where you've dealt off cards and they told you to stop. So from here, all you really got to do is just do a color change. If you want to learn the color change I'm going to show you right now, it's a classic version, the link will be down below. You go like this, it changes the top card, and now all of these are red. And at this point, you cannot show these cards on the table again. That's the worst part about this variation. They've already changed, so from then on, all the cards will change. Now, people will still be blown away because they will swear that they saw the backs of every single one of these cards, and so psychologically, their mind will still pop out of their head. But if you want to make it a little bit stronger, it makes sense to have the gimmick. Obviously, it's up to you. Doesn't really matter either way. It's just whatever work you want to personally put in. So anyways, thanks for being here. If you like this episode and you like what I do, remember, smash that like button. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Now, to top all of that off, if you'd like to see me in person at one of my own shows that I sell tickets to, you can do so at my new Zoom magic show. I'm putting on this March on March 13th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can get tickets in the link down below. It's at booktailornow.com. It's one of the first links down below. You can get a ticket. They're about $12. If you get the coupon code, which I'll try to leave down below as well, you can actually get them cheaper. All right? So you get $3 off or something like that for a limited number of people. Anyways, pretty exciting. It's fun. It's down there if you want it. You get to come see me in person for a good 30 minutes. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you again soon.